All right, welcome back. It's Monday. It's time to get rolling on this 756 tire project. I have the tractor sitting on a jack stand. My next move is speed breaker, remove the tire. I guess I'm gonna have to, my little vacuum's over in the other shop. I will have to wander over there and get that. Check the paint on the wheel weights that I'm painting for this. I'll bring you back when I get going. All right, I went ahead and broke the beads. This one's nicely broken. I think that back one's broken enough that I can get the tire dismounted. The cheap bead breaker, which doesn't owe me anything because it's broken a lot of beads. Friend of a friend has a saying, and I think she's eating her pigs. Probably take that apart either today or tomorrow morning, but I think the screw is gone. So we'll be dialing up Amazon on the net and ordering a new one because I'm going to need it to do that tire over there. Hopefully we can get this one done so I can get that rim off of there. That's the important part. Get the rim off so we can get that cleaned up and painted. And then, you know, we can relax a little as we're mounting that. So, now that we've got that over with, time warp. All right, guys. I got the outside bead off of there, pretty simple. Rolled that tube out of there. Vacuuming them down helps immensely. And then decided to struggle mightily for way too long. So I have procured some cribbing. Gonna jack the tractor up, put some cribbing under there, get the weight off of that bead, and then that should alleviate my problem. I want the tractor on the jack stand for doing this because it's just safer. That's a pretty robust jack, but stand is better, so yeah. See? What's so hard about that? No problem. Maybe I'm not going to open a tire shop. All right. Turned the camera off and started to take the rim off, and I thought, well, why not film a little bit of that too? You will see the bolts that I'm taking out have wedges that contact the bevel in the rim and the drivers, and 2 of them are different than the other 10. And I'm even going to break down and get the book out and try to make sure I do this right, because I've just stumbled through when I did the 856, but it seems to be okay, so that is what it is. But that's what's happening now. And just like that, we're down to the wheel center. Sometime when Dan is here, we're going to check the wedges to make sure they're tight. That's some more paint we can screw up, but such is life. Occasionally, some of my former co-workers tune into the videos. I hope they watch. I really do. I hope they're entertained even. One of my least favorite jobs when I was working with them was working on hoists, putting them up, taking them down, changing ropes. I didn't enjoy any of it. So every once in a while they'll slip in and leave me a comment that I need a hoist in the shop. And that's what that cherry picker is, guys. That's the hoist. The great part about this story is I read those comments and I scratch my head and go, the hell are they talking about? And then it dawns on me eventually, you know, I'm old, forgetful. But at any rate, I think I will get the 60/80 and move that rim over to the cleaning area. And then probably go ahead, it's 2:45. I probably got plenty of time to get that mounted, even though I'm going to have to get the book out and do some reading. I know any of you guys that work on internationals are familiar with this, but for the guys that are less familiar, that's the one of two wedge that is different. And I believe you put them 90 degrees apart. I don't know, I'll have to read the book. But there's the regular one. This is what 10 of them are like, and this is what 2 of them are like. So before we hang that rim, we're going to do some research, and yeah, that's what's happening. All right. Kind of got ahead of myself there. I forgot we were filming today, so I got this far in the process, and I thought, well, maybe we ought to turn the camera back on. So, drivers aren't quite right. That looks like it ought to be close. We're gonna mount on this outer rail. I don't know how long this is gonna take me, so in the interest of not having to edit out 10 minutes of dead time, well, I contemplated actually putting an indicator on it and doing it that way, and I couldn't find one in the toolbox over there I liked, and I'm not going back in the house, so I used the magnet again. And like when I did the wheels and tires on the 400, it's not perfect, but I don't know how close you can actually get them. And it is close. I mean, it's not running out very much. So we're making pretty good progress this afternoon, folks. I was going to mention earlier, and you know, saw a butterfly. That's another story. Thanks, Ross. Anyway, I didn't get started on this job nearly as early in the day as I would like to have, because it is an unbelievably gorgeous day in Iowa here right now. I'm sweating from working, but it's 70, 72 degrees. The humidity's under 50%, and there's a nice breeze. Of course, I'm in the building, so I'm not getting a lot of breeze, but so what that means is that all of those things that you have been putting off because it was too hot to run the weed eater, you know, today's the day. So I started out by running a weed eater, and I wire brushed a couple of half weights. I'm gonna put 8 pieces total on here at some point. If this tractor is ready to plow this fall, I will put the weights on it. If we don't take it plowing, there's no need for it, because it's just more weight to haul when you're tractor riding. So I'm hopeful that we'll get the weights on there. The next step is to, we're not putting that one back on. Roll our tire over here, and I was going to take that rim over to the other shed with 60/80, but apparently I got more interested in this. We'll probably have to get some of my cribbing and get that up a little closer. Then we'll get going on mounting this tire. I'm going to get some of that stuff and rub that on the beads. And just like that, we're on. Now, we're going to need an air compressor, and we're going to have to probably, since this is going on tubeless, it may be a bit of a trick to get her to take air, but we'll see what happens. just in time. We've got 6% battery. I had to do the old wrap the strap around her, but it worked. There is gladness in Mudville. The first one is mounted, ready to go. This one doesn't have a tube in it, but I learned that it doesn't hurt to leave them on the jack stand overnight, because if they go flat, this is a lot better. So it's awfully hard right now. It's got 23 PSI in it, and I will adjust the air pressure, I don't know, probably 13 or 14 tomorrow, and remove the jack. All right, I'm back, finally. Kind of worked on this rim. What is this? This is Thursday already. I don't know. Worked on that Tuesday, Wednesday. It took forever to get that thing cleaned up and ready to paint. I got one coat of paint on it Tuesday, and then I put the second coat on yesterday. Here it is Thursday. I'm gonna see if we can't do a little more efficient job of mounting this tire than I did the first time. And what I always forget is when you're starting this mess, get it over here close. And this is the fun part. Pick the darn thing up and get it hung on there. And hopefully it'll stay. Then get our favorite little tire bar. And that's even too long. We need the short one. Well, that's good for the foam. Okay, now that we're confident it ain't gonna fall off, pick our stupid phone up. My favorite things in life to do is to cuss the phone. I don't know if you guys can see any of this or not. Oh, look at that, we're on there. One down. It's not that hot in here, folks. It's about 74 degrees, but this is hard work for a fat old man. I really thought we weren't going to be doing any tire projects this year. But of course, then somebody goes and buys another tractor and doesn't like the tires that are on it. And next thing you know, you're doing a tire project. Oh, where's our favorite hammer at? That'll help. Whew. This is why I love this tire iron tool, whatever. It's really thin. It's one Dad had. I don't know where he got it. I've never seen another one like it. Yeah, there. Make the tire nice and dirty. Voila! Now, we'll have to get set up, put some air in it, and I'll bring you back later. Well, while we're working on this tire project, I remembered that this tractor came with no toolbox whatsoever. I don't know how well you can see that, but I found that one in the parts stash, cleaned it up, shot some paint on it. First tool that's going in it. Oh, look at that. I even painted the inside, kinda. Well, it's not rusty. So, since this tractor is gonna do some plowing, you gotta have a putty knife. Well, there she sits, back on 4 paws. As pathetic as this is, I think it actually took less time to do the rears than it did the fronts. And that includes the cleaning up and painting of those rims, which is quite a job, especially this one was. Anyway, hopefully we don't have to revisit this. That second tire, I didn't think I was going to get it to take air. I had the strap around it really torqued and kept fiddling with the height of the tractor, and I meant to show you this. We'll have to walk over to the bench. I'm sure a lot of you are aware, but when you're mounting tires tubeless, this is your best friend because it has no core in it. You just screw that on the stem and hook your air chuck right on that, and you get about 3 times the flow, and that really helps. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the tire project for the 756 diesel. I had some thoughts I was rambling on about the other day when the camera shut off because it was out of battery. I don't know. If I figure out what that was, I'll revisit that later. Otherwise, thanks for watching.